Now, what I wanted to talk about, first of all, because that came up, was the last minutes. Swinbrook Residents Association attended, because I always have 2 votes, I'm greedy that way. The notice I felt was inadequate for Swinbrook residents wasn't invited, but I don't know who else wasn't invited. I think the notice for this meeting was late. From what I can tell on my email, it looked late. You may be failed to prove me wrong, that's what it looked like.
The notice was mailed 3 weeks before the meeting by first-class post.
I didn't get it.
Anybody?
I didn't get it as Swinbrook residents session. I picked up an email from Mark Lockhart. I knew the date by rumour because it was available by rumour, but I picked up. Anyway, I'm not going to labour that fact. If you prove that it was mailed, then you can prove that it was mailed. On the minutes, because I've got a microphone in my hand, it always makes this difficult. Okay, the voting on the special resolution. I clearly remember people voting against. And we weren't informed at the meeting that you have to have a 75% majority to get the special resolution through. I think it was 5 or 6 against. I had 2 votes against. The reason why I know this, I abstained on the reappointment of an auditor. And as your local community council, I take that as an issue. I think about it before I abstain on the auditor. I felt the auditor hadn't done enough post-balance sheet investigation on the change in the Constitution. And the point I just raised about restricted funds illustrates my concern at that time, although it wasn't concrete, but that is why I abstained. Knowing that I abstained on that, I also know that I voted against the special resolution. At that time, I thought it was a simple majority, and the chair had some proxy votes. Quite honestly, if you counted up the people who voted against it, I don't think you've got a 75% majority. But what can be done about it, I don't know. Can I?
Well, I think the first thing that can be done is we're not going to put these minutes for a vote at this meeting.
Well, look, just to get through the other points, I raised a point on pollution, which I don't think was reflected very well in the minutes. The point I raised was that 75 people a year die in North Kensington from air pollution. And I illustrated it, I don't expect the illustration in the minutes, but some people may remember it, that you could actually line, since the trust started, you could line the bodies from community transport to stable way, head to foot, and that would be the total number of people who've died from Westway pollution. You can get the figures from the Mayor's office. If this area is twice as risky as London as a general, which is probably the case, then those are the sort of numbers we're about. I did say, I can see how the minute was written, but I said I thought you could get trust funding to campaign on air pollution. I do think it should be a major part of what you're doing. The reason why is that you are the compensation to this community for the Westway.
And in fact, one of the things which I hope that we will get an answer to fairly soon from TfL, so you may well know that there's now an average speed check of 40 miles an hour on the Westway, whereas previously the 40-mile-an-hour limit was breached constantly. And what I would like to know is what has that done to nitrous oxide, particulate, and noise pollution under there. So that question will be going to TfL.
Good. Okay, we're making progress. My final point, the issue on the Arts Centre is being recorded very blandly in the minutes. It could be Holland Park Opera. It was actually quite a lengthy comment by somebody from the Caribbean community about earlier promises for arts facilities for the Caribbean community. It's being recorded in too bland a way. And what I would suggest going forward is that you take note of the sensitivity of race within this community, and you take note of the number of people who attended tonight. Because if you handled the last AGM better, I think tonight's attendance would have been a lot thinner. Thank you.
Okay.